What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We are in Warframe and we're talking update 13.9.0, the VENKA. So the VENKA is a set of claws, basically frickin' Wolverine. Awesome. We'll start this off. You could pretty much you build it in the 10.0 lab. It's a 3-day build, of course, before you go ahead and take it out. So I don't know what the requirements are when you get it out yet. That is as of unknown. Or you can go ahead and purchase it outright from the market for 175 platinum. So that's what it looks like right there on the picture. And of course you have the new Syandana, which I am using right now in this mission, the PYRA Syandana, which is actually pretty friggin' cool looking. Little flaming Syandana works great with Ember Prime, of course, right? But let's get back to why we are here. Let's talk about all the updates here, all the updates, and then we'll get in a little bit more on this this VENKA. And there is a new stance mod, if you haven't heard the new stance mod yet, Malicious Raptor, which is the new Power Fist stance mod for this weapon, the VENKA. Actually, let's just talk about it right now. So what we know at this point is that it drops from Power Fists. Grenier, but that's about all we know. Assumptions are based off of what we already know from past, where these things tend to be, where these Grenier Power Fists tend to be, and they're commonly dropped in capture missions over on Phoebe and Sedalis and Saturn. And can also be found in sabotage missions as well on Rhea and Saturn. So Saturn's probably the place to farm for this. There are some other places: Saturn, Uranus, Ceres, Sedna, potentially for capture and sabotage missions. So somewhere in there, we will hopefully find this mod. So I'm going to be farming for this mod in the meantime. I have not picked up the VENKA yet. When I do get it, I will do my first gameplays with it, give you my opinions, give you my thoughts, but I gotta go find this stance mod first. I can't really give you a good idea about the weapon if I don't at least have the stance mod, so I know what special combos it can do. So, but with that going on, which is what we're running right now, some changes that they've done. Now this is a big one. So update 13.8.1, there was an unlisted change that they didn't tell anybody, but now we know. Enemies now have basic awareness on contact or sound of invisible units, and will investigate last known position of this sound or contact. There are a number of threads bringing up this issue and discussion. With this is that they are being read and relayed. Thank you for posting. I noticed that the other day when I was on Loki and I was invisible, and they still managed to find me, which was kind of weird, but now we know why. Let's see what else. Infested drones were not removed in 13.9. They actually are being removed in 13.9.1. There's a quick hot fix going on as we speak while I'm doing this recording. So infested drones have been removed from defense missions. Primary reason is there's some issues with the navigation and the flow of the wave gameplay, and so they're working to improve it, and they will be put back in the future. So take advantage of that now. So the tweak positioning of some of the armor sets, addressing clipping and placement issues, slightly reduced the overall damage resistance of prosecutor enemy types. The drop rate on beacons has now been adjusted. Yay! So Delta beacons are now less rare, thankfully, and Kappa and Gamma beacon drop rates are slightly reduced. It's fine because I've got hundreds of those. They tweaked the positioning on the EOS armor, and let's see what else. The changes have been made to Volt's shield ability in response to a fix made last week. Before, there was an issue that casting 2 or more of Volt's shields would stop projectiles from reaching their destination. So they fixed this so projectiles could pass through as many shields that were deployed, but the damage multiplier stacked, resulting in broken numbers. we have returned the damage multiplier to its normal value to be calculated once. The shields no longer stack with this multiplier. Keep that in mind. I know I read about that earlier in the day about the whole multiplying based off of stacking the shields, so now they went back to non-stacking of the shields, so just keep that in mind. They shifted Banshee's shoulder pad back slightly to reduce clipping, and they tweaked the position of emblems so as to ensure they don't clip into shoulder armor. Okay, so those are the changes. Just a couple fixes in here. Fixed an issue with blade storm attacks against prosecutors immune to the element damage on the attacking player's weapon, not dealing damage correctly. Okay, so blade storm's not as effective if you don't have the proper damage type on your weapon during blade storm. Fixed an issue with the blade section of the orthos not being able to be customized. Fixed a number of localization issues. They also fixed a non-existent fusion core appearing in the codex, resulting in confusion over completion of total cards. Fixed being able to use alternate fire during certain animations. Fixed an issue with the alt fire on the Mutalisk Quanta being duplicated by Nyx's absorbability. Oh man, I wish I had known about that. Fixed an issue with rotation of event emblems on Worm Prime, and fixed an issue with Mag Prime shoulder not using the correct texture. So not a whole bunch of changes in here. We've got the new weapon. Right now, like I said, I'm trying to farm for the stance mod personally. Once I get the stance mod, then I'll make the decision whether I want to pick this thing up or just finish waiting for the build inside the dojo. But either way, once I get it all set up and figured out, I will go ahead and make sure to have a video out, kind of a first look, a little playthrough on it, just to give you guys an idea of what I think about the weapon. And traditionally, I'm not much of a fist type of player, so we'll see how it goes. Otherwise, it's going to be back to farming for me. I have a few more videos coming up. Obviously, I've almost finished my Ember Prime build. I think I've got it perfect the way I want it. I've got a couple of more weapons here that I've just about finished as well. So in the next couple days, we'll have that out for you guys, along with everything else that's going on. So until then, hit that like button for me if you like this video. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Comments below anytime. Questions, anything. Feel free to leave them. I will get back to you as soon as I can. And we'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.
Bye.